Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Moses Itauma and that exhilarating performance this morning against Dillian Whyte. We're also going to talk about Sam Goodman and a little bit about Filip Hrgović. I know there was other fights on the card. We're not going to talk about it all today. We'll talk about it later during the week. I want to talk mostly about Moses Itauma. That performance, emphatic victory. There's so much to say, but not a lot of basis to say it off. Like, we're talking now 3 fights in a row that have gone 4 rounds combined. He is no doubt the next superstar within the heavyweight division. For me, though, this fight was odd. When it was first announced, everybody thought this was going to happen. The closer it got, the more people, including myself, thought Dillian Whyte's going to trouble this kid. To basically everybody's first initial thought of how this fight's going to go, it went. And all credit to Moses Itauma. He showed his skill level, composure. He didn't let the occasion overwhelm him. He just went out there and showed how good he is. And for me, I know Turkey Ali Sheikh says he wants to see Usyk versus Itauma. That's not the fight for me. I don't think... do I think Itauma can fight against Usyk? We're not going to know until we know, are we? We thought Daniel Dubois was going to be able to do it. We thought Tyson Fury was going to be able to beat him. We thought AJ, everybody that we think's going to beat him can't. This is no different. Not saying that he can't beat it, but we won't know until he gets in there. But until he gets in there, he has every chance of winning. For me, Usyk and Parker is next. Itauma, he's taken no damage. He can fight as soon as he basically wants, in my opinion. As far as his next opponent, who would I give him? If we want to know if he's ready for Usyk, you've got to put him in with Filip Hrgović, Ajit Kabayel, someone within that sort of top 6, top 7. Ajit Kabayel versus Moses Itauma. If Moses Itauma ices Kabayel, we'll know he's ready. If Ajit Kabayel beats Itauma, not only will we know that Itauma's not ready, but I think we'll see another level of Ajit Kabayel. He hasn't fought in a while now. I want to see him back fighting. Same with Joseph Parker. Itauma, he's in a weird spot because for me, he keeps icing his opponents. So it's hard to say he's not worthy of the shot. I guess we're seeing every time he fights now an increase in level. Dempsey McKean, Mike Balogun, they were a level up from that is Dillian Whyte, and he succeeded at that level. The next level, we're talking about your Fabio Wardleys, your, maybe even Justice Hooney. I know he's lost, but we've seen Justice Hooney's ability. And then, like I said, you could see Hrgović in there, you could see Kabayel in there. I just think pushing him into an Usyk fight isn't going to work. I don't think he'll be successful. And it could detriment him more than it'll benefit him. Yeah, he could go in there and ice Usyk. There's no doubt about that. It would be one of the greatest boxing moments of all time if he was to do it, because there's levels to this game, and we saw that with Daniel Dubois. I want to see Moses Itauma. I want to see Moses Itauma get to that level before being pushed to that level, if that makes sense. He's 20 years old. Why does he have to fight for undisputed next fucking month? I don't understand. He can have another 2 fights before a world title fight. He could have one more, and that one more will be the level tester. Like I said, you give him Ajit Kabayel. He does what he's been doing to Ajit Kabayel. This kid is now not just a prospect, not just a talent, but he's here to stay, and he's going to be able to handle the levels. Everything he's experienced right now has been good. It's hard to say what quality Dillian Whyte was because it went a minute and a half. You can basically only go off what he performed against Ebenezer Tete. If you're comparing that, then it's not high level, I said that Dillian Whyte can offer problems if he's at his best. If we see what he did against Tete, we're not going to see it. And to be honest, I don't know what sort of Dillian Whyte we got tonight. He What can you base not only Dillian Whyte's level off that fight, but Moses Itauma is still a bit of an enigma. We know what we've got there. The skills are there, the talent's there, the size is there, the power's there. I think he's still just short. That's my opinion. Look, you guys might want to see him in a title fight. Let us know in the comments. Who do you want to see him fight next? Do you want him against Usyk? Do you have an opponent in mind that you think would be good? Is it Daniel Dubois? Is it Anthony Joshua? Is it someone not in the top 10? Let us know. Let's quickly talk about my boy Sam Goodman. Didn't get the job done. I thought he fought very well. I thought the scorecard, which one was it? The 118, 110 was a bit far off, if I'm being honest. Could be biased. You guys could think that's the right. I think in between, I don't think it was 115, 113, but it was a close fight. It was a close fight. I thought Sam Goodman fought really, really well. This was a step up for him. Let's not forget, he's fought all his fights in Australia. He's never had someone the level of Nick Ball. Nick Ball, he's experienced Ray Vargas. He's experienced Ray Ford. He's been there. He's had these experiences. Sam Goodman is still 26, stepping up a weight division, stepping up a level, and I thought he did himself more than worthy of saying, I belong on this stage. For Nick Ball, another opponent, takes another O. I'm just looking on paper, he's gone in there and he's beaten an undefeated 20-0 fighter. That's world class. I thought he fought well. It wasn't the sort of brutal fight that I was expecting, but as the fight went on, it built, and I think both fighters did very, very well. I said I thought Nick Ball would win, but Sam Goodman would cause him problems, and I believe Sam Goodman caused him problems. If they were to ever run it back again, is there a different result probably pending? I think we could expect another very, very tight fight. For Sam Goodman, who do we see him in with next? I'd expect him to come back to Australia, rebuild another 1 or 2 fights. Then I want to see him in a title fight at Super Bantamweight. I don't care who it's against. I don't care if it's vacant. This kid, I think, is very, very good. And I think he got to be displayed to the world today of how good he is. And we know Nick Ball and his quality. When we get to see Nick Ball against a big fight, like, the fight is Inoue. It is Nick Ball versus Inoue. The problem is there is fighters lined up. We've got Akhmadaliev and Junto first. If Inoue ices both of those and he gets through, sure, let's see Nick Ball take on Inoue. Until then, I expect Nick Ball to fight whoever's next up to the plate. All right, last thing. Filip Hrgović, good fight against David Adelaide. Possibly fight of the night. Obviously, Moses Itauma was going to get all the headlines, but that was a very, very good fight. I thought Hrgović was much better than he was against Joe Joyce. David Adelaide, I give him credit. He fought better than I thought he was going to do. Filip Hrgović gets the win, keeps moving forward. I'm on this thing, I just don't... Filip Hrgović for me will be... For me, I think he's almost going to be on the same path as Dillian Whyte. As in, yeah, for a while there you were top 5 heavyweights. You could beat lots of people on your day. But you get thrown in there with, well, for Dillian Whyte, it was AJ and Fury. For Hrgović, whoever this top heavyweight is that he will get thrown in with, I just don't see him getting the job done. Look, I could be completely wrong. That's just my opinion. I think he's very good. He'll be a person there that sets the level of, are you ready for a world title or an interim world title? You get through Hrgović, you're good. But I don't see Hrgović elevating himself to a level of, you know what, I think I want to see him in there against title holder Usyk, title holder Parker, title holder Kabayel, title holder Moses Itauma at some point, Fabio Wardley. I don't see it. I feel like all of those names that I just said beat Filip Hrgović. He beat a David Adelaide today, but struggled. A David Adelaide that's last victory came very controversially, to say the least. I don't know, guys. Let us know in the comments. Do you think I'm being too harsh on Hrgovic? What do you think? What do you think Hrgovic's level is? Is he going to be destined to sort of sit around top 6 heavyweight, but never really move to champion status, and another 2 or 3 years, and he'll probably start to drop out of the top 10? That's my thought. Let us know in the comments. Moses Itauma, is he the real deal? I guess that's my question, because I still don't know. I don't want to see him against Usyk next. I want to see him against a top 10 heavyweight contender and see how he handles that. I still want to see him eat one. I still want to see him go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds. See how his gas tank holds up. See how he, when going gets tough, how does he go? We've seen him, when he's got the ascendancy, when he's got this confidence, we know we can pick his opponent apart, and we saw that again today. It didn't take very long against Dillian Whyte, who I gave a lot of credit to before this fight. I'm still going to give him the credit, Dillian Whyte. I still think it was a good win for Moses Itauma. I'm not going to look back and say, oh, well, it doesn't really count because it's Dillian Whyte. I think Dillian Whyte was in a very, very good shape coming into this fight, both physically and mentally. I don't know, guys. Honestly, I'm going to have to rewatch that fight back. It only goes for 2.5 minutes. I'm going to watch it a few times and work out, was it just extraordinary work from Moses Itauma? Because the punches, I know they were big punches, they landed, but they weren't extraordinary punches. Like, most of them looked like they were almost blocked. That one that sort of rung him when he was leant over behind the ear looked like almost the one that started the downfall. And the other question is, was it stopped early? I know Dillian Whyte was complaining about it. I wouldn't have minded seeing it go on a bit longer, but to say that Moses Itauma isn't worthy of the win because it was stopped early is, in my opinion, rubbish. If Dillian Whyte continued, not sure he sees it out the round. I know he's shown guts before. I guess that's what you got to go off. He got hit with some big punches throughout his career. I mean, you look at that Chisora fight when they went 10 rounds and they were just hitting each other with bombs, wobbling each other. He kept going. So it's hard to say. Alright, guys, that is everything for today. Big week of boxing here in Australia. Nikita Tszyu fighting, Michael Zarafa fighting. I was at the public workouts today, took some footage. I put it up on my Instagram. I don't know whether to put any of that sort of stuff on this channel, or just leave it us talking boxing. But if you want to see what was going on there, head over to my Instagram. But for now, guys, like, subscribe, leave all your thoughts about anything we talked about today in the comments, and I'm out of here, guys. See ya!